And welcome back, guys. This is Lynx Savage with Lynx's Big Adventure. And for those of you who don't know, Lynx's Big Adventure is the fact that I am a gay male living in Massachusetts who decided to take responsibility for his own safety. The reality is that cops are not paid to protect you. They're not. They're not paid to protect you. They're not your personal armed guard. They're not walking with you to your car. They're not hanging out in your club. Well, they are hanging out in the clubs, but they're usually not hanging out in our clubs as cops. But back on task, the cops respond. You know, they don't prevent, they respond. And while their presence can often prevent, they are not preventative. They respond. They get there after the fact. You have to break the law first. Okay? Your protection is your responsibility, and as most of us people of the homosexual orientation are aware, Orlando shook us pretty bad. And it shook us pretty bad, and I want people to understand why it shook us pretty bad. It shook us pretty bad because our bars, our clubs are the only, understand this, the only places where we have felt completely safe. And what happened in Orlando proves that even the safest of places can be hit, can be targeted, and that if someone wants to, they can get you. If there was one person there who was armed, and I don't care what any anti-gunner has to say, if there was one person there who was armed and could have returned fire, there would have been fewer deaths. End of story. All the stats prove it, that when you have gun-free zones, that when guns are banned, that when you have really tight gun laws, when gun ownership is down, crime is up. Look at Illinois. Illinois has some of the harshest gun laws in the country. Gun bans, in terms of trying to get your license to carry, it's damn near impossible. Yet, look at Chicago. It is proof positive that gun laws and gun bans do not work. So with all these things in people's heads about, if more people had weapons, there would just be more death, it's not true. When you look at the numbers, gun ownership goes up, gun crime, and crime in general, goes down. Why am I saying all this? I'm saying all this because I feel like I need to justify my exercising my right to protect myself as a gay person, especially in today's climate. To a lot of anti-gun people who tend to spew, now I'm not a conservative, I'm not a liberal either, but they tend to spew these super conservative views or super liberal views. Either, you must carry, or, if you carry, you're the devil. And the reality of the fact is, you're the only person responsible for your safety. That's the whole purpose of this whole experiment, this whole channel. I'm a new gun owner, and I want other gay people to hear from a gay person what it is like to carry a gun, what it is like to go through some of these things, and to help us make decisions on some of the smaller things like this. That's right. I told you I was going to be back, and I told you that when I did come back, it was going to be for this holster. Now, this is a Bladetech holster, and the Bladetech holster is the Total Eclipse. The Total Eclipse system is basically 3 types of gun holsters in one, and it's an ambidextrous gun holster, and it is made specifically for the VP9. Yes, I love this. I freaking love this gun. Very hard to find, very hard weapon to find, very hard. Of course, it is clear. Very hard weapon to find with these sights and whatnot, but I absolutely love this gun. And the best part about it is that it's ambidextrous. Left side, right side, no matter where I am, I can release left, I can release right, it doesn't matter. I love this gun because I'm an ambidextrous person, and I can use this gun with any hand. So with that, I got this, an ambidextrous holster. It all depends on how you put these little things. So let's get to it. This gun holster itself can be inside or outside the waistband. It comes with about 4 or 5 different attachments. Okay? Now these attachments, let me see if I still, well, there is no let me see if I still, of course I have it. I just have to pull it out. Here we go. So, this is what it comes in. And forgive everything being backwards if you see it backwards. I'll probably try to fix that in post. But it comes with all these different attachments. And all these different attachments are basically different ways to hook it onto your waistband. So if you want to carry inside the waistband, it has those great clips that comes, these are similar to the clip that is on the back of the holster for my Smith & Wesson Shield. As you can see, it actually tucks under the belt itself. So, you know, you slide it over the belt and the clips underneath the outside of it, and that holds it in place. It also has something for, here we go. These are outside the waistband, and these are just regular straight up and down cant. For those who don't know what a cant is, no, I'm not talking about girl, I can't. No, not that kind of cant. We're talking about the angle in which your gun is held. These will hold it straight up and down. The way that I have it is with an FBI cant. As you can see, it's a little offset, and when you put it on straight, it holds my gun at an angle. It helps me get a better purchase or grip on the pistol grip. I can tell you that inside the waistband, this thing is uncomfortable. Really uncomfortable. Inside the waistband, you know, it's Kydex, it's plastic, so it does bend, but it's just, I wore it and it pinched, and that wasn't fun. You know, who wants to wear a gun holster that pinches the shit out of you every time you go to, you know, put the gun away or pull the gun out, or who wants to deal with that? I sure don't. But what I can tell you is that as an outside the waistband holster, this is great. Absolutely great. All it takes is 5 minutes or less, and I can take this from being left-handed to right-handed in a straight up and down competition type of orientation, or as you see here, this is left-handed FBI cant, which is, you know, the angle that it's held on, and this is for my left side. I do shoot with both my left and my right hands. When I go to the range, I practice with my Smith & Wesson Shield in my right hand, and in my left hand, I practice with the VP9. Then I'll switch to my right hand on the VP9 and shoot with that. I will do offhand shooting with the with this Smith & Wesson. It's just not as comfortable in the wrong hand, quite frankly. And I don't know why I call it offhand, because I'm pretty good with both hands. That's the beauty of being an ambidextrous. But, you know, it's made of the same Kydex material. You know, it's just plastic. The edges are rounded, but putting the gun in and out when it's in the waistband is awful. Now, the retention itself is quite amazing. Let me go on ahead and put my pistol on in here. You will hear that very distinct Kydex click. Absolutely fantastic. You know, I can sit here and shake it around, nothing. This one is held by a tension screw. So basically you would turn the screw a couple times and that would make it looser or tighter. There is a rubber bumper type thing in here. It's right here. Like a little rubber bumper type thing, so as you tighten it, it squeezes the rubber bumper down around the pistol itself. And much like the other one, retention is great. You really have to give it a good tug to get it out. You know, you really do. It's, yeah, it takes a good tug to get it out. I don't like what these have done to my awesome belt. The awesome belt is a plastic core, and these will put a dent into the plastic core, which will give your belt a dent. You know, minor, nothing crazy, but I would say that for your everyday concealed carry, this is not something that is going to make it easy or make it comfortable to do unless it's what I would call, winter carry, If you're serving us winter wonderland realness, then yeah, go on ahead, put this sucker on because you most likely have a coat over it or a heavy, a heavy shirt of some kind or something that will cover it outside the waistband. I've worn this outside the waistband to work, and no one knew. No one had a clue. So, not a problem. No one had a clue. Mostly, and no, I didn't actually have the pistol in it because I worked in a gun-free zone, but I am pleasantly, happily self-employed now, so don't have to worry about that. But, just to see if anyone would see anything, I just wore the holster, and no one saw it. I didn't see it. No one saw it. And that was summertime realness. I had on shorts, and a t-shirt, and the way I dress is, I usually have some kind of button down over my t-shirt, but the button down is open. And no one saw it. So as an outside the waistband thing, this does pretty good. I wore it to the range. It's fine. I've driven it with it on. It's fine. It would definitely probably do well to be leather. I'm coming to find that I want something a bit more soft against my fleshy body. But otherwise, this thing cost me, shit. I think it cost me $40. I got it online. And for the purpose that I purchased it for, it serves the purpose very well. It's very strong. It has great retention. It looks cool. Fits the gun. I didn't have any problems with this out of the bag. And it comes with Loctite. Hey, that's a bonus, right? And these are regular damn screws. Takes no time at all to change your orientation on this. At all. It takes no time. No time at all. And I would say, as a first-time gun owner who is going through holsters for his different pistols, I wish I chose a different holster, but for the money to get an ambidextrous holster that I can change the orientation of, this is actually a really good deal. I do think I'm going to continue to use it. It'll most likely be what I wear when I go to the range. In terms of wearing for concealed carry, not so much. In the wintertime, yeah. Otherwise, no. I gotta find a better way to, if I want to carry. I mean, the VP9's a big gun, but I can hide almost anything. I mean, okay, let me fix some of this. I'm not the fattest bastard on the face of this planet, but I'm big enough to where, no one messes with me. So, I can hide a pretty big gun. And, I've carried this VP9 in this holster to the range, and my instructor didn't even know I had them both on me. He thought I had both guns. I had the Smith & Wesson inside the waistband, and I had this outside the waistband, and he thought my guns were in the bag. And he asked where my guns were, and I just lifted my shirt, and there they are. So it conceals pretty well if even my instructor didn't pick it up right away that I had it on me. I would definitely say give these guys a try. Give them a look. It's a great range holster. At least what I can imagine as a great range holster. I am weary of the tactical holsters with the button, because the button tends to be a little close to here. Okay? And I don't want my finger any frickin' where near here. And a lot of times, what I've seen in even just trying these holsters out, and there goes some douchebag with his shitty motorcycle. Thank you. What I found when I tried it out was hitting that button. If I'm hitting that button and pulling out, my finger would sort of slip. So no, thank you. I don't need that. Some people might. Go on ahead, check it out for yourself. But if you wanted to say, not spend a whole ton of cash, and you want to know what a newbie thinks of, this holster, and does it work for the newbie? Works for me, and I'm a newbie. I'm definitely going to get a different inside the waistband holster for my VP9, but as for an outside the waistband holster that I'm going to wear to the range, this does just fine. Hope to see you guys again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and remember, an armed gay doesn't get bashed.